I know the big one this week for a lot of people who are really following was Mario Golf, because it's been a while since we've had a console Mario Golf that was on the GameCube. Otherwise, it was kind of pushed to the handheld with the 3DS and all of this. So did anyone get a chance to get Mario Golf?
Yeah, I played quite a bit of it.
Okay, I played some of it. I picked it up literally today along with Scarlet Nexus, and I didn't get a chance to install Scarlet Nexus yet. So I will get to that this week coming up. But I played a bit of Mario Golf. Nate, you played some of it too, didn't you?
Yes.
And then Sean, yours is coming someday.
No, I actually came in today. So some.
You've been playing this. Okay, cool. What do we think about Mario Golf so far? Oh, is that Balin?
No. It's all right.
Mario Golf's all right?
It kind of has a problem, though. And I know you alluded to it before the show, because I was actually thinking about doing a video on this tomorrow. It feels a little half-baked. Feels like, the oven was turned on. We put the game in the oven, but there was about 10 minutes left to cook it. And we took it out of the oven. So, it's not everything is there. And it seems to be something that Nintendo has done with other games recently or somewhat recently. The original Splatoon was definitely like that. Mario Tennis Aces was definitely like that. Sort of like a roadmap of content that's free. So, that's cool, but just the day one experience isn't really there.
Yeah, it has 6 courses. Right, if I'm remembering right, it has 6 courses. The 3DS game we just had 16 courses.
It's a good golf game.
Mechanically, it's very good.
It's very good. It just feels
I have
like
one
it's
thing
a
with
little
that
lacking.
though. Do you like the meter that they're using, where they do power and then they do that? Because I like the meter before, where the meter would go left to right, kind of, or go right and then it'd stop and then you go left to try to catch it. I like that more for some reason, because this is like it's filling up twice. I like the idea of it going back and forth.
Yeah, this feels like they try to fix a problem that didn't exist.
Yeah, I was okay with it. I mean, this one's fine too.
You guys don't like the, because I thought it was easier, because like if you want to bend your shot, it's easier to gauge that when the meter is going vertical than it is a horizontal.
I just mean like the catching the power and then the control for some reason. I don't know if it's just because I'm used to that, because that's what we were playing on the GameCube a lot. But the newer one, I don't know. It's kind of, because it fills up twice, it kind of throws me off sometimes at the timing for some reason. I'll probably get used to it, because I've only played it for like I think 2 hours now.
I don't have the game yet. I will pick it up, but what I really liked about Toadstool Tour on the GameCube was you could use the C stick to track where the ball was going to go. How have they kind of accounted for that in this one, or so have they not?
For tracking, like when you start up and you look out into the distance.
Yeah, exactly.
You press X, and then it'll kind of give you a bird's eye view, and it shows like basically where the ball will be with like a kind of a circle that's cut out, I guess is the best way to describe it. And it like shows you this range of where like the ball will land if you hit it with a certain club or power or any of that. And then if you get close enough to the hole, it shows like where the flag is on your meter on the right. So you can kind of judge, okay, this is how hard I should hit it. And then there's going to be some roll to it after that. I think for the most part, being able to judge your shot isn't too bad overall. Like I said, the mechanics are pretty good. Like, it's a mechanically sound golf game.
It feels like this is probably going to be a much better golf game in terms of content in probably another 12 months.
It does make me think of Mario Tennis Aces a bit. Is the way I'm picturing it.
Are they going to support it?
Well, they showed the course New Donk City, right? They showed that.
Oh yeah, they're adding DLC to it.
Upcoming content for it.
Yeah, they showed that, and I was like, that looks pretty cool, but I don't know when that's coming out.
Yeah, so I think the roadmap of content that will come to this game will be promising, but it's just one of those cases of, if you can wait another 6 months, you're going to get a significantly better Mario Golf than what you're getting day one, and you do run that possibility of maybe you're going to be able to get it for $40 versus the $60.
I can see that. Yeah, like that's the thing. I think if you have friends around you can play the game with, like Speed Golf is pretty cool. Like it's actually a lot of fun. Like if you have people to play with, or if you have multiplayer online, if you have people you know you can sit down and play several matches with, I think you could have fun with it like right now. But if you're someone who's looking to maybe spend time with it like by yourself, and you go through the single player and then you're like looking around at the courses, and it is limiting, it is. And I think character wise you'll see more characters pile up, but the big thing for me were the courses. Like I was surprised they only had 6 of them.
Well, and that's the thing, when you play the adventure mode, you see characters that are obviously fully rendered because they're playing in adventure mode, yet you can't choose them, like Toadette and stuff like that, when you're playing just normal golf. And it's like, okay, come on, you're obviously going to add them. Like,
yeah, I need to play this adventure mode because the adventure mode on the single player mode on the Game Boy Color and the Game Boy Advance were pretty good.
I've only played like probably an hour and a half, 2 hours of it. Like, it's okay, but
from what I've played, it feels like tutorials that get you a points experience and then you level up. I mean, do we get to a point where there are tournaments that you play through against other people and then you move up rankings in the single player? I don't know if anyone's played enough of it yet.
Yeah, you upgrade your character by playing well, and you get coins to buy stuff in the shop.
Okay.
Well, and there's tournaments against computer opponents. Like, you got to beat these opponents in order to advance to the next thing.
Okay, that sounds fun. I saw a lot of people underwhelmed by the single player through the reviews, but from what you're explaining to me, that sounds all right. I don't know if the game's like 5 hours long or something, and maybe that's why it's underwhelming. But at least from what you're describing, sounds fun.
From what go ahead.
No, well, I was just gonna say, like, each of the little hubs are hubs you have to visit. So I think it's got to be longer than 5 hours, unless you just like whiz through it or something.
What were you saying, OJ?
Yeah, I think from what I've read, because I always like to just look at what some people say, because I haven't gotten that far in it, but it just seems like it's just they're expecting maybe like some type of crazy single player experience, like somehow like you take the magic from like, I don't know, like Odyssey or from like a single player game and somehow put that in a Mario Golf game, and I just don't know if that's ever going to happen or if that's even going to be a thing ever.
I think what people were hoping for is maybe what we saw with Golf Story just built up in like the Mario universe, sort of.
Yeah, exactly. Something like a crazy single player, right? Like some type of crazy,
something like that. I think is what people are hoping for.
Single player type of thing. And I just don't know if Mario Golf is ever going to like do something that or like Sports Story. Like, the Sports Story, they do all sorts of weird stuff, and then also have like the online multiplayer, and then have all the other stuff in there, like all the other crazy stuff that they do. So I think one thing that they could, in order to make the single player better for those who are into it, I personally, in my own experience with Mario Golf, is just playing with other people. That's the only reason why I don't treat it as like I need to play through this game and hardcore play. I play with other people. That's how I've always played like Mario Golf. So whenever they come out with stuff, it's like whatever. But I understand because I want to understand like what's going on like with the reviews and stuff. So I understand where they're coming from with it. It's just my own personal take is just like, I just play online, and the online works. So online's fun for the most part. Got a couple rounds in, so that was cool. But yeah, I get it in terms of like some of the complaints and like the courses. Yeah, there's not like a ton of courses on there, so yeah.
I guess it's not going to end up like Super Mario Party, where that had a limited number of boards and everything, and they just never updated it. I guess at least they've shown, but they've already shown something we don't have yet with that New Dog City stuff.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully that's not the last bit of new content they add to it, and the online is something they need to address going forward. It's inexcusable that once again Nintendo releases an online game without an invite system. This is another thing that's go to this lobby.
Wait, it doesn't use the invite system from the system level?
Yeah, it uses the lobby. Yeah, it loses the lobby.
It's a lobby system base again. And it's kind of like Nintendo. Come on. You have to evolve your online infrastructure to some modern day techniques. Enough's enough with this. We can't continue to ignore Nintendo just not putting in basic online features.
Well, let me ask you this, because we are like more than halfway through the Switch's life. I mean, is there even time for them to do a massive overhaul of this stuff now, or are we just waiting until next gen?
No, that's on Camelot because Super Mario Party has it. So it's not an infrastructure thing, it's a developer thing, because that should have just been something that they put in because Super Mario Party has it and because other third-party games have it, So that's something that Camelot, I don't know why they didn't put it in, but they should have, because it's there and it came out afterwards. So it definitely should have been in. That's something that Camelot needs. I don't know why they did it, or Nintendo should have got on them to make sure that they added that in there, because like I said, Super Mario Party has it. And what else? There's some other I think like what's that game?
There were definitely third party games that
Scott
used
Pilgrim,
the
Apex. There's a number.
Streets of Rage, the new Streets of Rage
Divinity
did it.
2 had the invite system too.
So there's quite a number that are adding it. So I mean, hopefully Camelot updates it into where they actually use that as well, because we've seen that it can be done through an update as well. Because Super Mario Party didn't have it, and then now it has it. So that's something that they need to do too.
Yeah, it kind of tells me that maybe the game's been in development for a while, and that's the original system they had in place. And yeah, I think they'll probably end up patching it at some point and putting in the newer system in play. But I mean, I think the game's been around for a while, probably a lot longer than we think it's been in development for.
Okay, well that makes sense. So hey, I mean, now that this is done, we can finally get Mario Strikers in a couple of years.
Good on.
Well, wouldn't that be next level?
Well, yeah, that's true. I figured they want to space out their sports titles.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
Now that we're done with this, we can move on to Mario Strikers. So
I don't know. It's been what? It's been 15 years since they made a soccer game. I think they spaced it out long enough.
They should have done one. They should have done one for Euro 2020, Nate. Where's the Mario Strikers game?
Yeah,
well, you got the World Cup coming up in 2 years.
Oh yeah.
Perfect timing. There we go.
Mario Strikers World Cup.
Hey, I would buy Mario Strikers. I would buy Mario Strikers immediately. That'd be incredible.
I think everyone would, not everyone, but I think a lot of people would buy Mario Strikers.
I'll pose this question to you. One of the appealing things of Mario Strikers was definitely that attitude that the players or the characters were able to represent.
Waluigi.
Because of those games, Nintendo scaled back the amount of personality that you could inject certain characters with, like Mario. Would you want a Mario Strikers without that?
Now let's go crazy. Make it mature rated. Let's go.
You can't. Nintendo won't allow it anymore. So if Waluigi can't come out and do the suck it motion,
what are you talking
does
about?
The game lose a little bit of that appeal?
You can, like Mario Rabbids, they gave him a gun. I mean, I'm sure
they can get away with a lot of things with E10.
That's something that Nintendo eventually came to with their sports games. That like Strikers is one of the reasons Nintendo was like, yo, we can't have Daisy licking her finger and then touching her ass and having steam come off. Like, this is a little too much now. Let's scale this back. Because remember, Next Level had a wrestling game in development. And you could see some of the beta prototype footage. Nintendo was like, no.
I'm sorry, all of that was super tame compared to things like Blitz the League that was out at the time. So
yeah, I mean,
I for one would like to see a D-Generation X suck it move in any game that comes out.
Of course.
Well, Waluigi do it. He's fine.
Who wouldn't want that?
I mean, yeah, that, but it was. I mean, the gameplay for that's very fun, obviously, and they could really build on that on the Switch and then give it to us throughout 2 years after launch. So
I think Nate's onto something though. I think Nate definitely is. Maybe they don't allow it to be as much, but I think they'd probably still. I mean, you can build some personality without being sexual or without being like you don't gotta be sucking signs and all that. No, maybe you can't, RGT. Maybe you can't.
Sean's gonna be the first person to be unverified.
Has that ever happened?
I don't think it has, but I mean, I think you could still make a core great soccer game even without that, that outpouring of personality and edginess that the original games had. But I mean, that did add a bit of charm to those games of just seeing those characters act so out of character.
Could we possibly get Mario Tennis, Golf, and then like a soccer game all in one system with the Switch?
Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool. That'd actually be solid.
Be the first time since
but would the soccer game be like the other two and lacking content on day one? You gotta wait for all
probably yes. If we're going with the trends, then probably yes. But I mean, I don't know. Next level might have some stuff with that. So you never know.
Did anybody here like recently play Mario Tennis?
I haven't played it in I think 2 months. Been 2 months since I played it.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, like you guys said before, they're probably following the same strategy as that, because not at this point, because
there was a lot going on in that game when I played it 2 months ago. I was like, wow, this actually looks completely different now almost.
Exactly. Like I played it. I didn't play it at launch or anything like that, but I played it. I think I started playing it last year, and there was like a ton. The game was amazing. It was great. So I think you know, it'll get better as they go on.
I remember it took them a few months, but they added doubles, ranked, and then they started adding events where you actually, like, with a friend would try to like hit targets.
We got that
and do
game
stuff.
when we went to Too Many Games and we played it like completely while we were there and beat the adventure mode all at once.
I remember.
You remember that, right?
Well, no, I at Too Many Games that year, I had did that GG Allen cover with Rebel Gaming Club, and then 2 minutes after that, I had to go into the official Screenwave booth with Wood and play that game, which I had never played before. And we were live, and my voice was like. I remember I beat him, and I was like, I've never even played this, and I beat you.
Hey, this your Metroid Dread.
Jordan, weren't you in the booth with us too?
I may have popped in because I was doing stuff with that, and then when Alex went in there, I was doing that with him playing the game.
Yeah.
Hey, this Too Many Games Metroid Dread will be releasing on Friday. We'll have to go buy like a GameStop or something to find Metroid Dread on that Friday. So that's, I mean, Mario Golf. You got to decide if it's something you'll get a lot of time out with some friends. I think it's definitely a game to pick up if you have some friends you can play with. Definitely, it's a lot of fun. So, very, very mechanically sound golf game. We'll just see what they do with it as they go along here over the next 18 months to 2 years.